Politics, Book 1, The Household and Slavery. In Book 1 of Aristotle's Politics, the philosopher establishes the foundations of his political thought by examining the most basic unit of society, the household. Central to his exploration is the controversial concept of natural slavery, as well as the hierarchical relationships that constitute the household. The natural order in the household. Aristotle begins by identifying the household as the smallest unit of society. He observes that even before the existence of villages and cities, there were households. The household, for Aristotle, is where the most fundamental human needs are satisfied: procreation, daily sustenance, and life itself. To explain the dynamics within this unit, he introduces the concept of natural roles and hierarchies. This hierarchy within the household consists of three main relationships: husband and wife, father and child, and master and slave. The husband's role is to provide and make decisions, while the wife's role is to manage the home. The father instructs and nurtures the child until they mature, and the master commands while the slave obeys. The controversy of natural slavery. Perhaps the most debated section in Book I is Aristotle's claim that some individuals are naturally suited to be slaves. He posits that if one individual's mind is naturally suited to rational deliberation and command, and another's to obeying such command without its own rational deliberation, then the former is naturally a master and the latter a natural slave. Aristotle's idea of natural slavery is not necessarily based on race or ethnicity, but on the capacity for rational thought. He believes that natural slaves lack the full capacity for reason and are thus better off being governed by those who possess this capacity. They benefit, Aristotle argues, from this arrangement, as they are guided and provided for. It is essential to remember the context in which Aristotle wrote. Slavery was a widespread institution in ancient Greece, and many philosophers sought to rationalize its existence. However, the concept of natural slavery is deeply problematic from a modern perspective, which values individual rights and equality. The household is a microcosm of the state. One of Aristotle's most significant insights in Book 1 is drawing parallels between the household's dynamics and the broader political world. Just as households have a natural order, cities and states too have an inherent structure, according to him. In both, there is a need for leadership, decision-making, provision of resources, and education. By establishing these parallels, Aristotle paves the way for his later discussions in politics. He argues that understanding the household is crucial because the principles governing it extend to the larger community. If a household functions harmoniously with clear roles and responsibilities, so too can a city. The role of property. Aristotle also delves into the concept of property in Book 1. For him, property is an extension of the household, as it's essential for its sustenance. Slaves, in this context, are viewed as a form of living property, tools with a soul, whose purpose is to facilitate the life of the free man. This perception is another contentious aspect of Aristotle's thought, as it reduces individuals to mere instruments for the use of others. Book 1 of Politics is foundational to understanding Aristotle's broader political philosophy. While some of his ideas, especially on natural slavery, are challenging to reconcile with contemporary values, they provide a window into ancient Greek society's thinking and structure. Aristotle's emphasis on natural hierarchies, the household's role as the cornerstone of society, and his exploration of property's function provide insights into his vision of an ideal state. By understanding the smallest unit, the household, Aristotle believes we can understand the broader dynamics of cities and states, a testament to his intricate, holistic approach to political thought. Politics, Book 2, Ideal States. In the second book of Politics, Aristotle shifts his focus from the fundamental unit of the household to the larger conception of the ideal state. Book 2 is primarily a critique of existing and imagined polities and offers Aristotle's commentary on their strengths and weaknesses. A critical review of existing utopias. Aristotle begins Book 2 by addressing and critiquing the ideas of his predecessors and contemporaries. He is especially concerned with their visions of ideal states and the assumptions underlying these visions. Notably, he critiques the ideas presented in Plato's Republic, which advocates for a communal lifestyle, especially regarding women and children. Plato envisioned a society where children would be raised collectively, without knowing their biological parents, eliminating the traditional family structure. Aristotle raises concerns about this idea, questioning its practicality and suggesting that such a communal system would diminish feelings of care and responsibility. He argues that common ownership often leads to neglect, since when everyone is responsible, in effect, no one is. He believes that individuals take better care of what they perceive as their own, whether property or children. The inherent dangers of extreme unity. A major theme that Aristotle emphasizes is the danger of extreme unity in a state. While unity is undoubtedly a desirable quality, he warns against the pursuit of an overly unified state. For Aristotle, a state is made up of different elements, and its strength lies in the diversity and interdependence of these elements. He argues that extreme unity can undermine the very existence of the state. Just as a household is distinct from a state due to its level of unity, a state that achieves complete unity would essentially cease to be a state. In essence, it would become a larger household, losing the complexities and diversities that characterize a polity. Property and communal ownership. Another significant area of discussion in Book 2 is the concept of property. Drawing from his earlier discussions in Book I, Aristotle further explores the implications of private versus communal ownership. While certain philosophers championed the idea of communal ownership to eliminate social strife, Aristotle is skeptical. He agrees that shared property can lead to reduced conflict over possessions, but he counters that disputes could arise over the use of that property. Moreover, Aristotle believes that private ownership, combined with generosity and communal use, is the optimal arrangement. This allows individuals to have a sense of personal responsibility and stewardship, while still fostering a sense of community and shared purpose. The role of education in the ideal state. Aristotle also touches upon the role of education in shaping the ideal state. He critiques the one-size-fits-all approach advocated by some thinkers, emphasizing the need for an educational system tailored to individual capacities and the specific needs of the state. For Aristotle, education isn't just about imparting knowledge but shaping character. He believes that the state should play a role in ensuring that education instills the right virtues and values, essential for maintaining the health and stability of the polity. Book 2 of Politics offers a deep dive into the conceptualization of the ideal state. While Aristotle critiques several utopian ideas, he doesn't strictly present his own version of a perfect state. Instead, he provides a series of reflections and considerations that any thinker or leader should grapple with when imagining the best polity. His emphasis on the balance between unity and diversity, his nuanced take on property ownership, and his stress on the importance of education provide timeless insights. While rooted in the context of ancient Greece, these reflections remain relevant, encouraging contemporary readers to think critically about the foundations and aspirations of their own societies. Politics. Book 3, The Nature of Citizenship. In Book 3 of Aristotle's Politics, the philosopher delves into the concept of citizenship, its significance, and the implications for the polity. The question of who qualifies as a citizen and what citizenship entails is central to this discussion, which reflects Aristotle's continued pursuit to understand the best constitution and the ideal state. Defining the citizen. Aristotle commences this book by wrestling with the definition of a citizen. While acknowledging that the specifics of citizenship might differ from one polity to another, he seeks a general understanding applicable across states. For Aristotle, the essence of citizenship is participation in the judicial and legislative processes. Thus, he defines a citizen as someone who has the right to partake in deliberative or judicial office. Citizenship beyond locale and lineage. While locale, being born in a specific place, or lineage, being born to certain parents, were common markers of citizenship in many ancient states, Aristotle pushes the boundaries of these conventions. He emphasizes the role of active participation in the civic life of the state as a more crucial determinant. This perspective is groundbreaking as it pivots away from passive qualifications and underscores the active responsibilities and privileges of citizenship. The fluidity of citizenship. Aristotle also acknowledges the fluidity of citizenship. Due to changes in constitutions and shifts in political regimes, the criteria for citizenship can evolve. Individuals might gain or lose their citizen status based on these shifts. However, for Aristotle, while the specifics may vary, the essence of citizenship, participation in the state's decision-making processes, remains consistent. Hierarchy within citizenship. Even within the category of citizens, Aristotle discerns a hierarchy. While all citizens have certain rights, not all are equally suited to lead or make decisions for the polity. Drawing from his broader philosophy, Aristotle believes that only those with the virtue and wisdom to deliberate for the common good should hold the highest offices. The role of the citizen in the polity. In Aristotle's view, the stability and success of a polity largely hinge on its citizens. A state with active, virtuous citizens who participate in its affairs is more likely to thrive and achieve the common good. This is why Aristotle's discussion of citizenship doesn't stop at definitions. He delves into the rights and responsibilities that come with this status. For him, an ideal state is one where citizens are actively educated and engaged, ensuring the state's health and prosperity. Book 3 of Politics is a testament to Aristotle's intricate understanding of political structures and human nature. His exploration of citizenship is not merely a theoretical exercise, but a deep dive into the heart of what it means to be part of a polity. By emphasizing active participation and virtue, Aristotle challenges conventional notions of citizenship and presents a vision where the citizen is both a beneficiary of and a contributor to the state's well-being. This discussion on citizenship, with its emphasis on civic responsibility and participation, remains profoundly relevant. In contemporary democracies where apathy or disillusionment might prevail, Aristotle's insights serve as a reminder of the foundational role citizens play in shaping the destiny of their state. Politics, Book 4, Varieties of Constitutions. In Book 4 of Aristotle's Politics, Aristotle delves into the topic of constitutions, examining the different forms and their implications. He categorizes constitutions based on the number of individuals holding power and the end goals of the governing body. This analytical endeavor stems from Aristotle's intent to understand which constitution is most conducive to achieving the common good. Classification of constitutions. Aristotle classifies constitutions into 6 main types, dividing them into true and deviant forms, based on whether the rulers act in the collective interest or their own. 1. Monarchy, true form, rule by one person in the interest of all. 2. Tyranny, deviant form, rule by one person in their own interest. 3. Aristocracy, true form, rule by a few, the best, in the interest of all. 4. Oligarchy, deviant form, rule by a few, usually the wealthy, in their own interest. 5. Polity, true form, rule by the many, the masses, in the interest of all. 6. Democracy, deviant form, rule by the many in their own interest. The merits and pitfalls of each constitution. Aristotle doesn't solely classify these constitutions. He analyzes the strengths and weaknesses inherent in each. Monarchy. Aristotle acknowledges the potential efficiency of a single, benevolent ruler. However, the challenge lies in ensuring the ruler remains just. If corrupted, a monarchy can quickly degenerate into tyranny. Tyranny, a tyrant, motivated by self-interest, can destabilize the polity and suppress its citizens. It's seen as the worst form of constitution due to its inherent self-serving nature. Aristocracy, rule by the best in terms of virtue and wisdom, can be advantageous, as decisions are made by those most capable. Yet, determining who the best are can be contentious and might slide into oligarchy. Oligarchy, when power is confined to a wealthy few, the broader interests of the polity can be overlooked, leading to societal inequalities and potential unrest. Polity. Aristotle regards polity, a mix of oligarchy and democracy, as a favorable constitution. By balancing the interests of the many and the few, it aims to achieve the common good. Democracy, in its deviant form, democracy can result in mob rule, where decisions cater to the immediate interests of the majority without long-term vision or consideration for minorities. The fluidity of constitutions. Aristotle observes that constitutions aren't static. They can evolve and transform. Factors like economic shifts, external threats, and societal changes can propel one form of constitution to morph into another. This fluidity underscores the need for vigilance and active engagement by the polity to ensure that the governing constitution remains aligned with the common good, striving for the middle ground. Throughout his analysis, Aristotle emphasizes the virtue of moderation. Extreme wealth or poverty, unchecked power, and societal polarization can destabilize a polity. Thus, in assessing constitutions, he often advocates for a balanced approach that melds elements of different forms, with the polity constitution emerging as an exemplar. In Book 4 of Politics, Aristotle presents a comprehensive examination of the various constitutions, dissecting their strengths, vulnerabilities, and implications. His analytical approach offers valuable insights into the dynamics of governance and the perennial quest to achieve the common good. His reflections resonate even today, as modern societies grapple with the challenges and nuances of governance. Whether evaluating the merits of representative democracy, the role of elite technocrats, or the voice of the masses, Aristotle's Politics provides a foundational lens to navigate these complexities. Politics, Book 5, Causes of Revolution. Book 5 of Aristotle's Politics delves into one of the most crucial aspects of political stability and governance, revolution. Aristotle examines the causes, forms, and prevention methods of revolutions, making this section particularly relevant not just in the context of ancient city-states, but even in modern-day politics. Understanding revolution. For Aristotle, a revolution involves a fundamental change in the constitution, leading either to the establishment of a different type of constitution or a modification within the same type. This transformation could be from a democracy to an oligarchy, or vice versa, or even shifts within the same constitution, like from one kind of democracy to another. Causes of revolution. Aristotle categorizes the causes of revolutions into two broad realms: major underlying causes and more immediate, specific triggers. 1. Major causes. Disparity, significant imbalances in wealth or status can cause dissatisfaction, leading to uprisings. Political, faction. When powerful groups within a state have opposing views, it can lead to internal conflict. Contempt, feeling disregarded or undervalued by the governing body can lead citizens to revolt. 2. Specific causes. Fear, often, parties or groups might instigate revolutions out of fear of potential threats. Overarching, ambitions, a group or individual's excessive desire for wealth, power, or honor can spark revolts. Debt, high levels of public or private debt can lead to economic instability, inciting revolution. Trivial incidents, sometimes, even minor events can act as catalysts in an already tense environment. Nature of revolution based on constitutions. Aristotle also observes that different constitutions experience revolutions due to distinct reasons. Democracies often face uprisings due to the perceived corruption or inefficiencies of demagogues. Oligarchies might face internal strife between the wealthy elites and the rest. In tyrannies, the perceived cruelty or overt control of the tyrant can lead to revolts. Preventing revolutions. Understanding the causes of revolution allows Aristotle to provide insights on their prevention. He emphasizes the importance of moderation, suggesting that rulers should avoid extreme policies or decisions that significantly benefit one group at the expense of another. Additionally, Aristotle recommends the periodic rectification of injustices and the importance of a robust legal system. By ensuring that laws are just and are perceived as such by the citizens, states can prevent many of the grievances that lead to uprisings. Book 5 of Politics showcases Aristotle's deep understanding of the intricate nature of governance and societal stability. By dissecting the causes of revolutions, he offers timeless insights into the preservation of political stability and the promotion of harmony within a polity. In today's volatile political landscape, Aristotle's exploration serves as a vital reminder of the complexities of governance, the importance of understanding societal grievances, and the need for balanced and just leadership. The causes of revolution, as outlined by Aristotle, remain strikingly relevant, urging modern leaders and citizens alike to strive for justice, understanding, and moderation in the quest for a stable and prosperous society. Instability. A strong middle class acts as a buffer, preventing extreme shifts in power. Politics. Book 6, Democracies and Oligarchies. In Book 6 of Aristotle's Politics, the philosopher delves deeper into two of the primary constitution types he had previously categorized, democracies and oligarchies. Aristotle's exploration in this book seeks to understand the variations within these broad categories and how each can function effectively. Understanding the nuances. Aristotle's examination begins with a clear recognition that both democracies and oligarchies are not monolithic in nature. Each of these systems can manifest in diverse forms, determined by specific rules, policies, and structures in place. Varieties of democracies. Aristotle categorizes democracies based on several criteria, such as the economic status of the ruling class and the extent of political freedom. 1. Farmers' democracy, the most moderate form, where the farmers, due to their preoccupation with agriculture, aren't overly involved in politics. This results in stability and limited government interference. 2. Workers' democracy, dominated by wage earners and craftsmen. Typically, there is a higher degree of political participation, leading to more dynamic governance. 3. Democracy of the affluent. While still dominated by the many, this form comprises relatively wealthier individuals. Decision-making can be more balanced, given the economic stake of the participants. Varieties of oligarchies. Oligarchies, for Aristotle, also take different forms. 1. Oligarchy of wealth, where the wealthiest hold power, often leading to policies favoring their interests. 2. Oligarchy of birth, governance by those of noble lineage, emphasizing tradition and heritage. 3. Oligarchy of virtue, a rarer form where a few rule based on their perceived superior virtues and moral standing. Functioning of democracies and oligarchies. Having categorized these systems, Aristotle proceeds to analyze how they can function optimally. He recognizes that for each system to sustain, it must balance its inherent inequalities and strive for the common good. For democracies, Aristotle emphasizes the importance of ensuring the rule of law, wherein all decisions, even those by majority, should be in line with established laws that aim for the common good. For oligarchies, he underscores the significance of ensuring that policies aren't overtly partial to the elites. By ensuring a semblance of justice and fairness, oligarchies can prevent revolts and maintain stability. Striking a balance. A recurring theme in Book 6 is Aristotle's belief in the merit of balancing extremes. He often suggests that the best form of any constitution, be it democracy or oligarchy, is one that balances its inherent tendencies with elements from the opposite system. For instance, a democracy that incorporates some oligarchic elements like property qualifications for certain posts might be more stable and vice versa. Book 6 of Politics is a testament to Aristotle's nuanced understanding of governance systems. Rather than being strictly binary in his assessment, Aristotle delves into the intricacies and variations of democracies and oligarchies. His recommendations emphasize balance, justice, and the rule of law. Today, as societies across the world grapple with questions about democracy and representation, Aristotle's insights serve as a valuable framework, highlighting the importance of balance, inclusivity, and the pursuit of the common good. Politics. Book 7, The Best State. In the penultimate section of Politics, Aristotle ventures into the realm of the ideal. Book 7 is a philosophical exploration of the best state, its nature, its citizens, and the conditions that would enable its existence. Vision of the best state. Aristotle begins by anchoring his vision of the best state in the context of human purpose. For him, the state, like the individual, has a telos, end goal or purpose. The ultimate aim of the best state is to facilitate the highest good for its citizens, allowing them to achieve eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing or well-being. Prerequisites for the best state. Before delving into the specifics, Aristotle outlines certain prerequisites. 1. Size. The ideal state should neither be too large nor too small. It must be of a size that is manageable and can allow for proper governance while being large enough to be self-sufficient. 2. Geography and climate. The location should be strategic, aiding in defense and trade. The climate should be temperate to foster good health and virtue. 3. Economic base. While the state should be self-sufficient, it should not be excessively wealthy. Excessive wealth, Aristotle argues, can lead to complacency and vice. Character of citizens. For Aristotle, the best state is also a reflection of the character of its citizens. The inhabitants should be virtuous, as the collective virtue of the citizens ensures the moral and ethical foundation of the state. Education plays a crucial role in this, as it shapes the moral character of individuals. Structure and governance. In the ideal state, Aristotle imagines a blend of elements from different constitutions. He leans towards a polity, a mixture of democracy and oligarchy. In this governance, 1. Rulers. Those who rule should be chosen based on merit and virtue. Their primary objective should be the welfare of all citizens. 2. Laws. The legal framework should be robust, with laws reflecting the collective ethos of the state and aiming at the common good. 3. Public participation. Active participation of citizens in public affairs is crucial. This ensures a dynamic and responsive governance structure. Family and the role of women. Aristotle also discusses the family unit in the context of the best state. While some of his views, especially regarding the role of women, may appear outdated in a modern context, they reflect the societal norms of his time. He believes in distinct roles for men and women, with men being the primary participants in public life. Book 7 of Politics offers a glimpse into Aristotle's vision of an ideal state. Rooted in his broader philosophical beliefs about human purpose and well-being, this vision emphasizes virtue, education, and the common good. While certain specifics may differ from contemporary ideals, the overarching themes resonate even today. The quest for a just, balanced, and flourishing society remains as relevant now as it was in Aristotle's time, making his reflections on the best state a timeless exploration of political philosophy. In conclusion, politics is a comprehensive exploration of how states operate, the different forms they can take, and the challenges they face. Aristotle's work is a testament to his profound understanding of human nature and society, even if some of his views, especially on natural slavery, are controversial today. Through this exploration, Aristotle underscores the importance of the common good, active citizenship, and the moral virtue of individuals and the community as a whole.